Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into Ugadi, the Hindu New Year that's celebrated across many parts of India. Now, this isn't your typical New Year's, filled with resolutions that might not stick. It's a festival that kicks off not with a big party, but with a really profound piece of wisdom, a literal taste of what reality might bring in the year ahead. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. What if, instead of just celebrating that another year has passed, the very first thing you did in the new year was designed to get you ready for, well, everything it might throw at you? That's the central idea we're going to unpack today.
All right, so let's start exploring this idea. And the best place to begin is with the name itself, because the wisdom of Ugadi, it's baked right in, and it hints at something on a truly cosmic scale.
See, the name itself tells a really big story. Yuga Adi literally means the beginning of a new age. This is so much more than just flipping a calendar page. We're talking about acknowledging the start of a completely new cycle, a brand new epoch in time. And this whole idea of a new cosmic cycle isn't isolated to just one region. It's actually shared all across India. So while folks in Karnataka, Andhra, and Telangana call it Ugadi, the very same astronomical event is celebrated as Gudi Padwa in Maharashtra or Nav Samvatsar up in the north. It's pretty amazing. Different names, but a single shared recognition of a brand new start. Okay, and this is where the wisdom of Ugadi gets really interesting, because it becomes something you can literally taste. I mean it. The entire philosophy of the festival is wrapped up and embodied in a single, very special dish. So at the very heart of the celebration is this dish called Ugadi Pachadi. And what's absolutely fascinating is that its key ingredients, we're talking things like neem flowers and raw mangoes, are at their absolute peak for the season right at this moment. This is no accident. It shows you how the festival is just so deeply connected to the rhythms of nature. The real power of this dish, though, is all in the symbolism. See, the pachadi is a mixture of 6 very distinct tastes, and each one represents a fundamental part of the human experience. You've got the sweet jaggery for happiness and joy, then there are bitter neem flowers representing sadness and hardship. The sour tamarind stands for life's challenges. The tangy raw mango symbolizes all those surprises and unexpected moments. The spicy green chili represents anger and passion. And finally, salt, which represents our basic interest in life. So here's the really crucial part. The very first thing you consume on New Year's Day is this complex mix. It's a powerful, edible metaphor that's reminding you that the year ahead will have all of these flavors. It's designed to teach you to welcome everything, the good, the bad, the joyful, and the difficult, with a sense of balance, with equanimity. And this whole concept is beautifully captured in a traditional shloka, or a verse, that's recited while eating this mixture. It's really a prayer for a long life, a strong body, and the resilience to face all of life's challenges, all while acknowledging that, both the bitter and the sweet are going to be part of that journey. So a good question to ask is, why this day? Why is this the new year? To understand that, we need to zoom out a bit, from the kitchen all the way out to the cosmos, and take a look at the calendar itself. Ugadi follows what's called the Hindu luni-solar calendar. Now, this is a pretty sophisticated system. It doesn't just track the sun, like the Gregorian calendar most of the world uses, and it doesn't just track the moon either. What it does is it carefully synchronizes both, and the whole point is to make sure festivals always line up with the right seasons. So here's the challenge that calendar has to solve. A year based on 12 lunar cycles is about 354 days long. That's roughly 11 days shorter than a solar year, which we all know is about 365 days. If you don't correct for that gap, your festivals would start drifting through the seasons over time. And the solution is pretty ingenious. About every 2 to 3 years, an entire extra month, it's called an Adhikamasa, is added to the calendar. This clever adjustment is what keeps the lunar and solar cycles in harmony. It's what makes sure that a spring festival like Ugadi always, without fail, arrives in the spring. This calendar also reflects a totally different way of thinking about time itself. Instead of a linear path that has a beginning and an end, Hindu cosmology tends to see time as cyclical, like a great cosmic rhythm that constantly repeats and renews itself. So Ugadi isn't just another year, it's really the beginning of a brand new rotation in that cosmic cycle. And according to Hindu mythology, this cyclical worldview has a really powerful origin story. It's believed that on this very day, the creator god, Lord Brahma, began the creation of the entire universe. So you could say Ugadi is the anniversary of creation. It's kind of like the birthday of time itself. Okay, so we've got this deep philosophy and this cosmic timing. But how does all of that translate into what people actually do on the day? Let's look at the key rituals. Well, the day kicks off with rituals that are all about purification and renewal. There's a ceremonial oil bath known as Abhyanga Snana. You'll see homes decorated with these beautiful, colorful rangoli patterns and fresh mango leaves. Everyone wears new clothes to symbolize a fresh start, and families often visit temples to seek blessings for the year ahead. Now, one of the most unique and important traditions is called Panchanga Saravanam. This is essentially a community gathering where everyone listens as a priest or a scholar reads from the New Year's almanac. And this almanac is kind of like a detailed forecast for the next 12 months. This Panchangam, or almanac, is based on 5 limbs or angas. And these are really complex astronomical calculations that provide guidance on pretty much everything, from rainfall patterns for farmers to the general fortunes of the community. In a way, listening to the almanac is like getting a preview of the year's flavors. It's another way to prepare for that mix of experiences that are on the way, just like the Pachadi. All right, so let's bring all these threads together. What's the ultimate message of Ugadi? What's the big idea we can take away from all this? Well, the profound wisdom of Ugadi is that a true new beginning isn't built on naive optimism, just hoping that everything will be sweet. It's actually founded on the courage and the wisdom to accept that life will be a mix of everything, bitter, sour, spicy, and sweet, and to embrace that entire spectrum with real balance. And this leaves us with a final question to think about. The wisdom of accepting all of life's flavors? Well, that's not just for one day. The real challenge is, how can we carry this lesson with us? How can we find that balance not just on New Year's Day, but in every single day of the year ahead?